All right, guys, we're back with week 3. This is going to be workout number 1. And if you don't remember the warm-up 100%, I'm going to take you through it one more time, just quickly, just to refresh some key points on that. Because it is important to mobilize our hips, mobilize our spine, get things moving in the right way before we really get into this workout. So let's start off with exercise number 1 here with the warm-up. We're going to get into that sideline windmill. So again, we're just going to lay on our side. Bring that top knee up to 90 degrees. Really trying to keep this about belly button height. Hands on top of each other. And let's just start with that top hand slightly in front of the bottom hand. Again, we'll slide it across, turn, breathe, reach. Trying to really focus on laying that top shoulder blade back. And then come back over all the way. Again, reach past that bottom hand. That's one of those keys. Try to see if we can also reach the bottom hand forward as we lay the top hand back, so that we can get our back as flat as possible, okay? So we're gonna get 5 reps on each side, and then we'll move right to exercise number 2, which is just our segmental cat-cow. So from here again, we're gonna get into that flat back position, and we're gonna start off by thinking about bringing our belt buckle towards our spine or our belly button by tucking that tailbone under slowly. Start to draw your belly away from the floor, ribs away from the floor, chest away from the floor, pushing your hands into the ground and then tucking your chin to your chest to finish. Stay in this position with your head, and let's bring that belt buckle towards the floor, belly towards the floor, ribs towards the floor, chest towards the floor, and then slowly bring the head up. Okay, that would be 4 reps there, so 2 in each direction. Okay, after that, we'll come right up to our plank to downward facing dog. So we're just here in a nice plank position on our hands and toes. We're gonna breathe, reach, center, hips up high, heels down towards the ground, and then bring ourselves back forward into the plank. When we're here, we squeeze our butt, we suck our belly button in, we should feel our core turn on. Then we breathe and reach, try to get those heels down. Good. From there, again, the last warm-up drill, we're gonna go world's greatest stretch. So in this plank position, bring your foot up by your hand, drop your back knee down. Now let's get a nice rotation towards the sky. Key point here is we're going to squeeze our back glute to extend the hip flexor when we're in that position. And then we would just switch sides. Again, drop the knee down, squeeze the glute, turn, breathe, reach, back to the center. All right, that would be 3 on each side for that. But let's get into group A. Again, we got 3 exercises. That doesn't change. Just a different combination. We're going to try to keep things as simple as possible there. Again, I will list all the sets and reps in the description of this video, as well as in our email. Again, we're going to work at like a 7.5 on the RP. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, we're shooting for a 7 to a 7.5. So I want to challenge yourself. Again, if you don't have any dumbbells, use some books, use a book bag, anything you can to give us that extra weight. I'll be using dumbbells for the demonstration here though. Okay, so exercise number 1, we're gonna get into a side lunge, reverse lunge combo. So we're gonna step over to the side, reach for the toe, and then from there with that same leg, we're gonna step back into a reverse lunge. Again, 1 to the side, 1 to the back, okay? If we're using dumbbells, we're simply just gonna be holding the dumbbells on either side of our foot. Again, 1 to the side, then 1 back. Okay, and that would be 1 rep. Exercise number 2 in group A, we're going to get into a close row, wide row combo. So we're going to go 1 close, 1 wide, 1 close, 1 wide. Alternating between those 2, making sure that our weight sits back into our hips, squeezing our upper back muscles tight. Exercise number 3, we're going to get into a side plank variation. We're going to do a hip dip today. So we're going to have our bottom leg bent, top leg straight, elbow underneath the shoulder. We're going to bridge our hips away from the floor, get ourselves solid here, and we're just going to simply let our hips sink towards the ground, and then drive that hip back up. Sink towards the ground, drive that hip back up. Now I'm kind of sitting back and then coming forward, feeling this bottom oblique work and feeling this bottom glute. This one, unlike the others, is going to be 15 per side. I want to get a little more work in. Again, sit down, up, squeeze the butt, feel this oblique, feel that glute. All right, that's group A. Again, we're gonna get 2 to 3 rounds of each exercise in, 10 and 10 for the first 2, and then 15 on each side for the last exercise. Let's go right to group B here. Okay, so what we're gonna work on is a nice tempo sumo squat, and then after that we'll get right into a squat to press, and then a little bit of abs. So number one, tempo sumo squat. Again, we're gonna use a dumbbell here in front of us, get our feet wide, knees out, and we're gonna sit down in a 3 count. So we're gonna sit down 3, 2, 1, we stand up. Again, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Again, try to focus on good control, sitting back into our hips from the side view. Again, sitting down slow. 3, 2, 1, drive out of it. Awesome. Exercise number 2, keeping this simple, we're gonna go squat to press. Dumbbells are gonna be at shoulder height here. Regular feet width apart on the squat here. Sit down to a squat fully, stand and press. This is tough because it's a double squat, but we're just adding an overhead press in the second exercise. So we want to use a little bit more speed there to use some momentum coming out of that. Exercise number 3, getting into our lower back a little bit in a good way. We're going to lay flat on our stomach, arms overhead, legs straight. We're going to go into an opposite arm, opposite leg Superman. So we look at the floor. I'm going to lift up my left arm, my right leg, squeeze my glute, and then lower it back down. Opposite side now, right arm, left leg, back down. We're going to alternate for 12 reps, making sure your face looks straight down at the ground, keeping your abs tight, squeezing that glute. All right, that's group B. Moving on to the finisher for today. Again, trying to kick it up a little bit for you. We got a nice little bit of a countdown. If you haven't done a countdown before, we're gonna use 2 exercises, and we're gonna start at number 7 today, and we're gonna do 7 of each, and then 6 of each, and then 5 of each, all the way down to 1. It's gonna be tough. I'll show you the first round, the rest is on you. So we're gonna go with a squat jump and a push up, okay? So if you can't do a squat jump at that point, or towards the end when you're tired, we could just do a regular squat. But number 1, squat jump, sit down, jump up. Again, we're gonna go 7 reps. Landing soft, going right into the next one. Nice and light on your feet, jump it as high as you can. After you hit 7, we take it down to the ground. We're gonna go right into a push-up, whether it's on our knees or our toes. Again, grip the floor, right down, right up, nice and smooth. Keep that body controlled. No sagging with those abs. Stay strong. Again, knees or toes, doesn't matter. Once we hit 7, we pop back up. We'll go right back to that squat jump for a 6. Again, if you get to a point where you're too tired and you can't keep jumping, just go to squats, okay? Take your time, get through that as quickly as possible, but with control. Push yourself, have some fun. I'll see you for workout number 2 this week.